Why did you decide to make this movie?
Kevin McDonald. I mean, he was the real reason. I mean, I came to him. I was knocking on his door. I actually came in to audition for Esca first, and then I ended up sliding over into the Marcus role. I basically walked into a Pepsi commercial audition. I was modeling in New York, and I just accidentally got it. You know, I didn't even know how to. I was supposed to be a DJ, and I didn't even know how to DJ, and I ended up dancing behind the tables, and then I got the part. And then, and then after that, I sort of just really enjoyed it. You know, modeling, you don't get to do very much. You know, it's not, the art's not on my side of the camera, it's on the other side. And I took a workshop right after that, and I just became obsessed with it. And then I moved out to LA and just started beating the street and getting in front of people and getting in class and just learning as much as I could. You know, like, I know people sometimes, you know, they'll be like, oh, he's a model, he doesn't know how to act or whatever. But modeling has probably helped me, you know, being, you know, my parents are good-looking people, and they somehow, you know, gave me their genetics. So, you know, I basically got lucky. You know, I got really lucky, and I guarantee that's helped me a lot more than it's hurt me in this business. And, you know, you just have to have the other side of it as well. You got to just put in the time and put in the effort. I remember my acting coach telling me that, she's like, okay, you ready to get started? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, it's going to take you 10 years even to be good. And this is my 8th year now, so I'm coming up on just starting to maybe start being good. So, you know, I don't know, we'll see. The thrills of the ride, man, we get to play, this is like the highest stakes make-believe game that you could ever play. I mean, really, like you sit there and I get to wear, you know, armor and ride chariots, like, and I get to learn all these different disciplines of swordsmanship, and you know, it's just insane. Like, you never ever in a million years would ever get to do this stuff unless, I don't even know what. I don't know. I think something weird happens when you get put on screen, and I'm not exactly sure if it's one or two things. If that you just are in a movie and it's cool, because I've walked through you know, I went to go pick up my cousin from school one day, like way before I was acting, and you know, nobody pays attention to nothing, and you know, but then as soon as you're in a movie that people have seen with like another sort of teen sort of icon like Amanda Bynes or something like that, something different, something happens. I don't know if it's just because you're in a movie and people have an opinion of what that is, or if it's the mastery of the filmmaker sort of portraying you as this person that they like, you know. So I don't know. It's an interesting. Yeah, I mean, I have a tight, you know, sort of small group of friends, you know, that nothing's changed. I've you know, they still smack me in the head and you know, punch me and stuff. So it's, you know, nothing's changed whatsoever. No one. Zero. My wife and my 2 dogs. Burned myself pretty bad, man. It was not fun whatsoever. It was essentially, we're in a river all day long and for about 13 hours, and it's a freezing river. It's like mountain water coming down, and it was basically so cold that we had to have 2 wetsuits on, and they were pouring warm water down our wetsuits so we could be in the river all day and to keep our core warm. And at the end of the day, walking up to back to the trucks, it's about a 10-minute walk up the hill, and here comes this poor guy that's been running up and down the hill all day to keep us warm with this huge bottle of water, and he pours it down my wetsuit to try to warm me up for the walk. And what had happened was he didn't get all the way down to the river to dilute the boiling water that was in the bottle, and just pretty much scalded me all the way down. It was bad. It was pretty bad. Rushed me to the hospital. You know, gave me a bunch of drugs that still didn't take the burn away. It slowed them down for like maybe a day. They kept shooting the next day. I had 1 day off. Sort of just like, you know, reboot. It wasn't going to heal in 1 day, but I got 1 day off. And they shot everything that they possibly could around the main fight. And then I came in later and pretty much just wrapped it up and you know, got to it. Sorry, 9 months. 9 months. It was a blast, man. It was like some of the craziest times I've ever had in my life. Javier Bardem was a stripper. I don't know why it's such a big deal that I was. Like, but people love talking about it. And I'm not kidding. I've had a crazy life. They're absolutely rabid. They talk about. I mean, men in the strip club. If we even did half of the stuff that women do, we would be arrested for sure. They're absolutely insane.
What about
and cheap? Yeah, they don't tip. Hip hop. Yeah, I like Usher and Genuine and whatnot. I love history, you know. So I mean, it was the sort of subject that I liked the most, you know, growing up. But Braveheart and Gladiator are my two favorite movies. But I studied a little bit in school, you know, not a lot. I mean, Kevin gave us tons and tons of research material that was so incredibly in depth and helpful, and you know, you get a really amazing, beautiful windows into history. And I've seen a lot of documentaries, and you know, they're just Rome documented so much of their campaign, you know, on the world, that there's so much out there. You know, the rise and the fall. Get a book called The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire. It's incredible. Yeah, I think you can any sort of larger country, I think you can compare them to. I mean, there's for sure stages that you know, I think countries go in. You know, there's a rise and fall to anything. You know, ebbs and flows, and you know, look at Asia. You know, look at Asia. They were insanely powerful at one time. Then they sort of, you know, we had a part in it, and they became very, very minute. But now they're a superpower again. I think I might want to take a break for a little while and sort of reinvent myself as an actor and get back in class and try to grow a little bit and maybe get behind the camera a little bit. And I've really enjoyed the development process and producing and stuff. So I might take a minute. You know, I've been in a lot of things lately. I'm sure people are tired of seeing my face.